Production.
What is good, Galaxy Squad? We're taking a look at Galaxy Digital stock technical analysis breakdown here. We're looking at the 2-day time frame, and we're going to scroll through a bunch here. But anyways, what I'm looking at here is very interesting to me, because let's just go from January 22nd this year, right? So from this low that we had here, Bitcoin happened to, what it go up. So this is a 61% moving Galaxy. And then when you look at Bitcoin, and from the 22nd here, Bitcoin has gone 26%. Okay. So it's very interesting. What I'm basically trying to point out here is that Galaxy is going to outperform Bitcoin. Big time. Big time. As you can see just from that small move there, right? It's a very similar move, right? The Bitcoin is leading the market. When Bitcoin starts to pump, Galaxy is going to pump too, along with a lot of these other miners and crypto-related stocks per se, okay? Why I think this stock is such a good one to hold during this bull market or during any crypto cycle in general is that it's going to outperform Bitcoin, right? So again, let's look back 2020 to 2021, right? We had an insane rally, 7,500%, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen again, but if you look at that versus Bitcoin, and you from low to high, it does not go 7,000%, right? Just keep that in mind, right? It goes 1,500%. This is why we're investing in this stock, because you're not just investing in Bitcoin when you invest in Galaxy. You're investing in the entire crypto space. Along with that, and last bull market, you got to keep in mind that last bull market, we weren't nearly the company we are today. Like, we're so much stronger of a company in terms of the actual fundamentals, what Galaxy does for the crypto space. During the bear market, all the acquisitions we've made at a cheaper price, all this FTX drama, and we're the ones now dealing, and as from what I understand, we're dealing with all FTX's stolen funds, and we're essentially distributing them out to buyers and sellers, and I'm assuming Galaxy's taken some sort of profits from that. Okay, that's what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be a little bit off here. Again, I'm more of a technical guy. So let's get into that. Technically, we see here, it's clear. Galaxy is going to outperform Bitcoin, right? So what do we look for in Galaxy's stock? This zone, I think this is the most important thing right now, is that right here, this area is good. It's going to be tough. Like, we're not going to just fly through it, I don't think. But this zone right here, this is what's holding us back. As you can see, we're starting to get rejection, slowly stalling in this range. I don't think we're just going to rip through this zone. We might get some choppy price action, right? We battle it, slowly go like this, something like that, before we get a major breakout. Excuse me. Once we beat this zone, it's not much, man. There's not much behind it. I'm talking about ahead of it. My apologies. There's not much above here, like in terms of resistance, right? And we can tell that if we look at the volume profile and we just go up until here, right? This volume profile, all the major volume is down here. We don't see another major volume until 2022, right? So this is the amount of shares traded. You could think of it as float in this area. Not many people versus down here. We're way above this now, right? So there's not much volume shelves above us, which means this is going to move like butter in the next few weeks and months if we start to get more demand into this stock. How can we get more demand in the stock? Well, we got to pay attention to Bitcoin, of course, right? The Bitcoin halving's coming up. How is price going to react at the Bitcoin halving? There's insane amounts of flows coming into these ETFs. Pretty soon, Bitcoin's going to have an up-only trajectory, and it's going to be pretty wild. I don't know really what to expect. You got to keep in mind it's a lot different this cycle with the ETFs. So maybe this just steadily continues in price week after week after week for a long period of time. What we're going to do is keep an eye on the 21 and the 8 EMA here. We're going to go to the weekly time frame, and we're just going to watch it. So what we're looking at here, right, the 8 EMA is support. If it breaks down, we go to the 21 EMA, just like the previous cycle, okay? So anything going on here from here until all-time highs, any dips are to be bought. And the technicals are telling us that, along with the, what's going on in the crypto space, the sentiment behind this space. If you're paying attention to the ETF flows, I don't think we spend much longer under 69,000, to be honest. Like, it's going to be what? Another month, 2 months? Like, the demand is just, it's nuts. We haven't seen this in Bitcoin. How is that going to affect Galaxy, right? So as you can see, the past few weeks, just from January 22nd, right, this stock went up around 60%. Bitcoin went up 20%. So that's three times the amount. So let's look at Bitcoin and just look at potentially what could happen here. Go to the weekly time frame, right? So Bitcoin is 30% from all-time highs. Do we think we're going to go to all-time highs? Probably. Okay. Let's say we go to 85, 90K. Let's just say 90K. So that's 82%. So essentially, Galaxy can triple that if what we're looking at is correct. And does that make sense here? It does, right? It makes complete sense for if Bitcoin reaches all-time highs, Galaxy's likely going to reach all-time highs. So this is what's to come in the next few weeks, few months, maybe up until the end of the year. That's what we're looking at. Massive moves. This is the major zone, though. As long as we can develop a strong, like, again, this gap still hasn't been filled. We could take out all of this shit away. I'm starting to rant a little bit now, but whatever. Right? If we're just looking simply at the gap left behind, this is what's holding us back. That's it. It's just this gap. Above this gap, once we fill it, we might get a little bit of struggle in this range, and that's fine. Something like this. Before we get this move, back test, something like that. Completely cool. Right? So this is what we're going to expect in Galaxy in the next few weeks. Peace, guys.